I'm
Hello,
going.
everyone, and welcome back to Think Country's Talking Country. I am Lorna, and I'm over here in the UK with Leslie. We've got Patty back with us this week. Patty has a new location. She's not in Nashville today, she's over in New York. And we are very excited to have with us TERA FISTER today. Hello, and welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you.
Hello. Whereabouts in the world are you at the moment?
I'm technically in Nashville, Tennessee today.
Nashville. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Today, as usual, we're going to go through some country music news, some new releases, and live music later on. So first, kicking off with some of the biggest news of the week, and the thing that we're excited about is Miranda Lambert, first solo #1 in 8 years. Phenomenal, and an absolute travesty that there has not been a solo #1 in 8 years, but brilliant news for her. That Bluebird is topping the charts. Such a song of hope for a lot of people right now. So fantastic news. And also another bit of news we just had recently, which is will be exciting to a lot of people, is that the Charlie Daniels Volunteer Jam will go ahead, albeit in a slightly different form. Good, great news. And following the death earlier this month of the absolute legend that is Charlie Daniels. But the show will go on in February 2021, now as a musical salute to him. So I think that's absolutely fantastic news and something that we can all really look forward to. But also so much new music this week in the world of country. Leslie, do you want to go first? What have you been listening to?
I've been listening to so much, but I'll keep it as brief as I can. For me, the album release of today has to be the new one from Texan native Charlie Crockett, entitled Welcome to Hard Times. And it's definitely one for the lovers of the trad country honky-tonk side of the genre. It's a mix of solo writes and co-writes, and there's one cover. He covers Blackjack County Chain, which was originally recorded by Willie Nelson and got banned from the radio then. Charlie's no stranger to hard times, and this album was actually inspired after he unexpectedly had to undergo life-saving heart surgery last year. For me, the standout track of the album is an absolutely beautiful breakup song called Heads You Win, but the whole album is amazing, and I really do recommend you give it a good old listen. Single-wise, it's all about the ladies for me, as usual. Lainey Wilson has done it again, another really fun song full of sass and attitude and clever lyrics called Small Town, Girl. And that comma is very, very important because it's a warning song to another woman that Lainey actually knows everything about her small town, everything that goes on, gossip spreads, and this other woman has got to definitely be on the lookout. And then there's Sheryl Crow. She's remixed a song of hers which was originally put out in 2012 called Woman in the White House. Very appropriate timing, of course, because it's election year over in the States. And she's given it a real rockier vibe this time round.
Amazing.
And as you are probably aware of, or you can guess, it's all about her hopes of getting a woman president elected at some point. It's got some great lyrics. She sings about needing a little bit of common sense down at Pennsylvania Avenue. And it's an extremely catchy song, and it's actually been stuck in my head all day, and it's absolutely great. So give that one a listen. And just a couple of UK shout outs for our UK country artists. Welsh-born Laura Evans put out a fantastic EP today called Running Back to You. She's such a strong vocalist with great control and range. And the EP actually includes a beautiful ballad called Mess of Me, which was co-written in Nashville with Jen Bostic. And finally, three of my UK favourites have got together. O&O Duo and Laura Oakes have put out a fantastic song, a beautiful ballad called Leave It Till Tomorrow. Very relatable, and it showcases not only their individual vocals, but their beautiful harmonies. So that's what I've been busy listening to today.
Brilliant, yeah.
That's a lot.
Patty, what about you?
Okay, well, first of all, new single today from not actually a newcomer, but a very young artist that's in Nashville right now, Lizzie Cates. I talked a little bit about her last week. Her new single is I Like the Way, out now, and she wrote that with Josh Beal and Kate Hastings from the country duo Hastings and Company, and she sounds remarkably like Taylor Swift back in her Taylor Swift country days. Anybody that's been craving that kind of sound, aside from listening to the new Taylor Swift blockbuster, definitely give Lizzie Cates a listen. She is absolutely adorable, and she's really talented girl. And I also listened to the new single from Zach Brown called Islands in You, and that is absolutely summery as can be. That's good. Give that one a listen. Listen to the new EP from Tyler Rich, which is an acoustic EP, 5 songs that he has been playing in his live streams. He's been doing live streams from his home ever since the pandemic began, and decided, you know what, I'm going to put some of these songs out on an EP, the songs that he's recorded all along. And some of the songs on there, The Difference, Leave Her Wild, Feels Like Home, Rather Be Us, and 1111. And they are stripped down, just him and a guitar, and they sound absolutely fabulous. Definitely want to give that one a listen to. I've listened to it quite a bit last night, but the big single today, maybe the biggest, I'm not sure, I would venture a guess, the new one from Dan and Shay, and it is a stunner. I should probably go to bed. And you know, I actually, when I first heard the title of that, I said, that should be my theme song, because I really, people tell me this all the time. But the song is not really, it's not silly. It's a love song. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It was produced by Dan Smyers of Dan and Shay fame. And it was written by Jason Evigan and Sean Douglas and Dan Smyers and Shay Mooney. Absolutely beautiful. Shay Mooney is spot on with his unbelievable falsettos, as he's known for. And the song is just a stunner. And at 1 p.m. Central Time, the video came out for that. So you can check that out as well. I did not have a chance to look at it, but I will the minute we are done with this. And it's just, I'm excited because the song is, I had it on repeat. I just couldn't stop. It's so beautiful. So that's it. But what I did want, just one last thing with the Charlie Daniels Volunteer Jam, in addition to the already big laundry list of amazing acts, they did add 5 additional acts to the bill. Alabama, Ricky Skaggs, Old Crow Medicine Show, Junior Brown and CeCe Winans, and the list goes on for days, and tickets are available right now at Ticketmaster. This thing sells out all the time, so if you're interested, please do go check it out, and I will have that posted on our Think Country Facebook page ASAP as soon as we're done. And Lorna, take it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I guess for me today, I've been listening to the new Rascal Flatts EP, How They Remember You. Of course, they were meant to go on a farewell tour this year, which has now had to be pushed back. But this EP really celebrates their 20 years in the business, and what a phenomenal career that they have had as well. So kind of quite a reflective tone to this EP in places. Certainly the title track reflects on what do they think their legacy will be, but also their Kenny Rogers cover of Through the Years as well. But that doesn't mean that the whole thing is reflective. There's certainly some more upbeat numbers in there. Sip Away is very much an upbeat summer drinking track. It's kind of the kind of track that people either absolutely love or they really hate. So I will let you listen and make your own mind up about that. Another shout out though that I want to give is also to Mark Bray. Mark Bray has a new single out today, which Patty very kindly sent to me so that I could write a short review of it on our website. And it's called I Learned That From You, and it is absolutely brilliant. You will listen to it once and you will not forget it. It's a really good track. His vocal is so strong on it, and I think really worth a listen for anyone, I think, on that. So that's a lot of new music that we've been listening to.
Every day.
Welcome and thank you for coming to chat to us. And I guess not so long ago, actually, that your track Scars came out. That was only in May. That's a brilliant song. And I wondered if you could tell us a little bit more about that track and what the inspiration was for that.
Oh, yes. So I wrote that song with a man named Christopher Griffiths, who is also one of the producers on my album. And we were sitting at my house. It was just him and I. And we had kind of gone in to the right, and it was a little bit of an odd one because neither of us had brought anything to the table. Usually when we get together, it's very much like, oh, I've got this, I've got this idea, or I've got this chorus, or, I've got this tune in my head. And that's when we really get together and kind of get the creative juices flowing. So he came over and we sat down at my kitchen table and we just started talking about life. And I remember we weren't really getting anywhere. We have like a few things here and there. We're going through our phones. Like, we all have the hook book. When you think of something, you write it down in your cell phone to make sure it doesn't go away. And nothing was sticking. And I just remember I started talking about this scar on my hand that I have that I wish wasn't there sometimes. And we started talking about how, scars really develop as you develop. The older you get, the more scars you have. Nobody gets out of life unscathed. Nobody gets to be 90 years old and doesn't have a physical, mental, or emotional scar. And sometimes those scars heal and sometimes they don't. And I feel like I was like, this is what makes us human, learning from your mistakes. And sometimes you have to look those mistakes dead in the eye every day. But how do we grow from that? How do we become better? How do we use our scars to tell our stories to save others from maybe making similar mistakes? And that's how scars came about.
Yeah,
I love that idea. And also, haven't you reached out to fans to help you make the video for the new single as well? I was reading about how you've asked them to send in some videos or photos of their either emotional or physical scars.
Yes, I told them we wanted videos, we wanted pictures. And one of my favorite lines in the song is, "Scars and ink are the scars you choose." And I have several tattoos. I know I've got long sleeves on, but all of my tattoos really do have a meaning. I know some people get tattoos just because they like what they see, but all of mine really do have a sense of like honor or things behind them. I have a lot for my mom, and so we got a lot of tattoo pictures. We've got we got a lot of, I've got to say, some of them were almost kind of difficult to look at because you could just see the scars were just brutal. We had a lady show us, she had gotten her appendix removed and her body had scarred really tough, and I was like, man, these people are champions.
Yeah, they are.
So we're finding a very artistic way to put the harder to look at pictures in there. So everyone was so great though. We got such great stories, and it really, there was the gentleman that won, his name was Lee Crow. And he's just had a really tough life. At one point in his life, he was at almost 500 pounds. He has struggled with diabetes, heart issues. And about 3 years ago, he basically said, he woke up one day and said, I'm done, I'm fed up. I choose life. And since then has lost almost 250 pounds. And every day is still working out and eating well, and the numbers just keep going down. It was a really inspiring story.
That's fantastic.
And how's the video coming along? When are you going to have it ready to put out?
It is going on fantastic. So I don't want to give away too much, but I found a fantastic animator. If you look at Scar's single artwork, what the actual single looks like, you can see it's kind of got a comic book theme. And I loved that idea with it because all I could think of when I was reading the song lyrically when it was finished was how I could see in like the old Marvel comic books where like you see the guy like punch Batman, it's like pow, and like wow, ow, hi-ya, like all this. So that's kind of what I wanted for the lyric video. I wanted a very comic book animation. So it is coming along. It should be ready, I would say, within the next week and a half.
Oh wow, that's soon. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Look
I
forward
hope
to that.
so. I'm letting him take his time. I know art has to simmer, so I'm letting him simmer, but he's moving right along. He keeps sending me teasers and I can't post them yet. It's eating me alive.
Well, we're very excited to see that. We'd love you to play some music for us, but just before you do, I want to mention, because I forgot to mention at the very beginning, it's very important that people need to listen up because we have some merchandise of yours to give away and that people are going to really want to get their hands on. So at the end of this program, we're going to give a code word, and the first people to comment in the comments box on this post with that code word will win some of your merchandise. So very exciting. Stay tuned for that. But would you like to play some music for us now?
I would love to. All right. Since we were just speaking about scars, I figured this is a wonderful time to play the song. What do you think?
Yeah, fab. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Scars, everybody.
All right.
There's scars that heal and scars that fade, scars that just won't go away. Scars are hands that pay the dues. Scars that ain't the scars you choose. Burns from tailpipes and burns from matches. Lovers' quarrels and midnight ashes. Cigarettes and broken glasses. Kerosene, gasoline, broken dreams. Scars. If you really want to live, you're gonna have scars. When you climb too high, then you come down hard. It's who we are. I wanna see scars. Above your eye from your older sister, above your mouth from the twisted mister. 15 stitches from a broken bone. Talking trash, throwing stones off the bike, head in the dirt. Not letting go of our words. In the bars, crashing cars, kissing and backseats and breaking hearts. Scars. Every time that a lie has broke your heart. When a dream gets ripped straight from your heart, it's part of your chart. Won't you show me your scars? If you wanna get to know me, like I wanna get to know you. If you really wanna love me, I got something to show you. If you really wanna live, you're gonna have scars. When you go too high, then you come down hard. It's who you are. Won't you show me your scars? Every time that you go, you go. Everything that you say from your arms. Oh, show me scars.
That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that track. Absolutely brilliant.
Such a great bluesy vibe, hasn't it? It's like got a bluesy,
Thank
rocky
you.
vibe. It's just amazing. I love it.
Oh,
Absolutely love
thanks,
it.
girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And definitely when you kind of like when you look back on your life, what for you were the real triggers that sparked your interest in country music and started you playing guitar?
So my mom, for the most part, she was in the car. It was a pretty heavy 90s radio. So I guess you could say that was the first real insert of country music. But on I think it was like my 10th birthday, my Uncle Pete gave me do you remember those old albums that were, it was like 20th century, and it was always like greatest hits?
Yeah.
So my Uncle Pete gave me a Patsy Cline and a Johnny Cash 20th century greatest hits album, or two albums. And I was aware of Johnny Cash. I was aware of outlaw country, as you'd call it. But I was 10 and I didn't really have a grasp. So I went home and with all my presents and kind of pushed the other ones aside, and I had a little cute boombox in my bedroom with stickers all over it, and I put that Johnny Cash album on. And I just remember there was a song that's she's the prettiest girl in town. And I sat down and I became completely consumed. I think the album had, I want to say like 16 songs on it. And I stayed in my bedroom all day and just listened to those songs over and over and over again. And then I went on to the Patsy Cline album, and I couldn't make it all the way through that one. I kept going back to the Johnny Cash one. So I think that was, and from there on out, I just really, YouTube, Head Dove, LimeWire, the whole 9 yards. I got really into Waylon Jennings after that, and then I went on to Merle Haggard. And I think that's where a lot of my writing comes from. I know for sure it's how I learned how to play guitar. I taught myself how to play guitar, and it was always to those albums. So naturally, I kind of play guitar very 3 chords in the truth, which ever since I got my electric, I'm growing on that aspect on different styles and whatnot. But when I sit down and do a true TERA, what am I writing about today? What am I getting out of my emotions? What am I trying to work through? It always ends up being a 3 songs in the truth, or 3 chords in the truth kind of song. So thanks, Uncle Pete.
Yeah, and you've been working with a couple of guys from Will Hoag's band, haven't you?
Yes.
I love Will Hoag. I think he's amazing.
He's
How
great.
did you hook up with him and his band to work together?
So Christopher Griffiths, who is the co-writer on Scars, he is Will Hoag's bass player. I have known Chris since like the month I moved to Nashville. We've played a ton of shows down on Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee together. And we've always just we clicked our personalities. We were just buds from the beginning. And about 2 years ago, Chris just looked at me and he was like, we were on stage, like getting ready to play a 4-hour show. And he just looked at me and he was like, we should make a record sometime. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we should. And then that was it. It was like maybe a week later, he texted me and was like, hey, I was pretty serious. Like, I really believe in you. Let's start writing. And I was like, don't ask me twice. Yeah, like, let's put it on the books. So we had one write together, and it went swimmingly. We wrote a beautiful song, to the point where it was so easy that when we were finished, we looked up from the songs at the table across from each other, and we were like, what have we been holding out on?
I know, you might have.
we have awoken the beast. So that whole next year we wrote, and then the whole next year we recorded. And then Chris introduced me to Tom Donovan, who is the guitar player for Will.
Yeah.
Tom really kind of took over helping produce as well. He has a small bedroom studio, and when everything we got, our drum, kind of the bones of the song that we had gotten at a studio across town. Once we had the bones, we really went back to Tom's, and all 3 just crowded in this room with the AC off, because you can't have the AC in the background. So we're all just sitting there like July Nashville heat in this tiny room, like, I think it needs more reverb. And after that, we did a live show, and I think that's how I ended up meeting Alan Jones, the drummer. And since then, they've played a handful of original shows with me, and are just the kindest, most punk rock 45-year-old guys you'll meet.
Nothing wrong with that.
And fantastic musicians, fantastic, just good human beings, and they really take care of me. They've done a lot for me. I'm very indebted to them.
Yeah, I've only seen Will Hoag play solo acoustic over in the UK, but I just love his music so much and his writing. I'd love to see him with his whole band. So
he was supposed to be over there this year with his band.
I know. Yeah. Please give them all a big hug from me when you see them.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Amazing. So we'd love to get one more track from you, but before we do, we said that we would give people a code word to win some of your merchandise. Tell us what merchandise you've got to give away.
All right, drum roll, please. So we have the wonderful TERA LYNNE t-shirt. It's got a bleeding record on it.
Oh, brilliant.
Flip it on the back.
Cool.
It's my first, says Hellraiser.
Oh, it's fab.
Oh,
It's my first single is Hellraiser. I have next the koozie, TERA LYNNE FISTER, Hellraiser on the back, to always make sure your beverage is not sweating. And
it is right now, but
right, we don't have an
I'm
option.
not Nashville, so
And then I'm going to give away an EP as well. This has 7 original songs on it, and if you can see it well enough.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
7 original tunes, including Scars and Hellraiser, and much more to come. So let's do this.
Cool.
Amazing. So I think we're going to look for 3 lucky people then. So each of you can win one of those things. But what we need you to do is comment now on the code word that we're going to give you. Write it down in the comments. So, Tara, we will let you decide. What do you want the code word to be?
I think our code word should be Hellraiser.
I think so. I think that's a good code word. So let's go with Hellraiser. You write down the comments now, and the first 3 people will each win a piece of that merchandise. Thank you so much for doing that for us. And we'd love you to play another song for us now.
Yes, let's do it.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to play you guys a little, a nostalgic tune that may or may not be a single sometime soon. This is a song I wrote all by myself. It's a song called Home. And it's just a song that reminisces on the things that when you're younger you take for granted, not knowing that one day you'll look back and wish you could go back. So here we go. Home. It's been ages since I've been back, pulled into the drive with all the cracks. Found my keys and unlocked that door. Saw my mama sitting there, daughter laying on the floor. Well, there were no worries, there was nothing but time. My daddy left at 7 and was home by 5. My brother gone away and my sister was in love. I was wearing the clothes that she grew out of. Well, you never think there'll come a time getting home means a 5-hour drive. My brother crossed that hall, no sister downstairs. My daddy in his socks and a rocking chair. You know I'd go back if I could. I'd pull into that job and watch my mama cook. I'd set the table while I spilled a drink. Say your dinner prayers and laugh while we eat. But you never think that there will come a time getting home means a 5-hour drive. Brother crossed that hall, no sister downstairs. Daddy in his socks and a rocking chair. You know, growing up, it's always part of the plan. You want bills in your name and rings on your hand. You never think you're gonna miss those times, till that house is sold and now a stranger calls it mine. But it's been ages since I've been back. Strangers fix the drive, there's no more cracks. There's some kids in that front yard, I don't know. But their mama's standing there and their dog's on the porch.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for all the music that you played for us this evening, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Leslie. We're back next week, and we have 2 episodes next week, so you won't be able to get rid of us. Patty, do you want to mention what the extra bonus episode that we have?
Okay, well, normally we have 1 episode, but we have a bonus episode next week with the very lovely and talented Heidi Newfield of Trick Pony fame. That's how most people may know her, but she is quite successful all on her own. We are so excited to talk with her. She's just a fabulous singer. She's a fabulous musician, and she plays a mean-ass harmonica. I don't know if you've ever seen her play a harmonica, but oh my God, she kills it. So we're excited to talk with her. And then we also have another episode with John Barry. He's a legend. So it's going to be just a fabulous, fabulous week for us on Talking Country. Thanks so much, Tara Lynn. I mean, I still can't wait to see you live. Coronavirus, please go away.
I know. Ladies, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
it's been a
It's
pleasure.
been fantastic. Absolutely
Thank you.
fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Goodbye. See you soon, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys. Thank